Are your sunglasses actually blocking 100% of UV light like they claim? I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can find out if your sunglasses are doing the job, giving you the eye protection that you might need. Let's focus in. Okay, now a few things to note here. Legally, sunglasses that are sold in the United States need to have adequate UV protection, as it is a Class 1 medical device that's regulated by the FDA. Adequate ultraviolet protection means that it must block at least 99% of UVA and 99% of UVB, and it has to be labeled as such with data to back it up in order to be sold in the United States. I don't think a lot of people are doing that, but when you see the label that says either UV 400, that means that it is blocking up to 400 nanometers of wavelength, that is all of UV light, or it might say 100% UV blocking. That means it's blocking all of UV light. And that's pretty much what you need to sell sunglasses in the United States. The first way, you are going to need some type of UV flashlight or UV light. You can pick these up on Amazon. This is where this came from. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. And preferably you want to get one that does go up close to UV 400 so you can know if your sunglasses are blocking all of this UV light. So for this part, you do want to get a $20 bill because we are going to be using the UV flashlight to look at the security thread, the security strip that's in the dollar bill. Now, side note, make sure that you're wearing sunglasses that you know protect your eyes from UV light because you are using a UV flashlight. Just be safe. Okay, so I've dimmed down the lights a little bit. I'm gonna use my UV flashlight so you can see that security strip in there, kind of glows green right there. And we're gonna put some sunglasses in front of the UV light and see if it blocks out the UV light. Doesn't glow? Glows. Doesn't glow? Glows. So I'm gonna leave the flashlight right here glowing at it, and then we're gonna put the sunglasses right over the light and see if it blocks it out. Look at that. Blocking it out, doing good. Half and half. So yeah, this one you know is blocking the UV light. Good way, easy way to test it. The second way is to pick up one of these UV intensity meter cards. Really easy to get. I got this off Amazon and they're pretty cheap and they are reusable and they're nice because you don't really have to deal with UV flashlights. Now, just to show you how they work, I'm going to use the UV flashlight. There is an indicator section on there. When it's exposed to UVA or UVB, it will kind of glow and go purple and you'll see ultraviolet on there. So let me show you that really quick here. So yeah, it's blank, clear right now. And if I kind of shine the UV light at it, we'll kind of get it all warmed up and used there. Boom. It shows you, hey, this card is being exposed to UVA, UVB. And it kind of shows you an intensity meter there. But yeah, you can use this to test your sunglasses. Let me show you how. So you can take this card and put it right behind the sunglasses. You can do it in half and half, kind of like this. Shine the UV light on it just for a few seconds. Let it kind of color up a little bit. And then you'll take that card out and see that the glasses are blocking that UV light that's going through there. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more accurate, you can take it outside and use the sun as your UV source and do the same thing. Put the card behind the glasses and then give it a second and then we'll reveal it and see if it's making it a portion of it that is not turning. And yeah, it sure does. Doing it outside can be a little bit tricky because you want to keep that card covered so it doesn't get any sunlight on it, and then get it behind the glasses so it's an accurate test. Sometimes when you're kind of moving it back behind there, it gets some of that UV light, and then you'll look at it and say, hey, I see some color, some UV light pass, but maybe it's just the bouncing off light that's coming off everything and getting behind the sunglasses. So it's a little trickier. Now the third way is to take it to your local optical shop, and they should have some equipment that can test what percentage and how accurate the UV protection is in those sunglasses. Now this one might be tricky because it does require that optical shop to have a certain type of equipment, and they might not have that certain type of equipment. For example, this is one of our lensometers that does measure UV transmission and how much UV is being blocked by certain sunglasses. So this may be the more accurate way to test exactly what percentage of UV light is being blocked. But like I said, it's possible that not all optical shops will have this type of equipment available. So out of the three ways, the easiest is probably to get your hands on one of these UV cards. Then you don't deal with UV flashlights. They are reusable and you can carry it around with you if you want, if you really are concerned, or if you want to test multiple sunglasses. This is probably the easiest way to do it. Now, if you are curious if any of these sunglasses failed the test, that means didn't block 100% of UV light, and I have a range of sunglasses. We're talking from the dollar store to high-end brands. If you're curious if any of them failed the test, I did an in-depth video just on that in this video right here. Check it out. Stay focused.